Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the transit Mercury in Scorpio. Now, first thing to look at, we have this transit, of course, it's making its transition from Mercury in Libra, and Mercury was in Libra. People are more collectively, on average, about being more diplomatic, tactful, saying the things, a lot of times what people want to hear because they want to avoid conflict and confrontation. It's more, the mind is more centered on peace. Now, when you have Mercury transiting Scorpio, people can be a little bit more abrupt, a little bit more caustic, and really they want to go beyond. The mind wants to go beyond what's superficial. And if they see people, when they see somebody being friendly more, this is like they want to see maybe there's a hidden agenda or ulterior motive. People aren't going to be satisfied by seeing just somebody being friendly and taking it at face value. They want to know perhaps if there's any other reason as opposed to just being friendly. For example, people during this time are going to be, on average, collectively more apt to look beyond subterfuges and be able to do that with good ability, and being able to see people that are being duplicitous or deceptive, and reading things like body language, so to speak, and really trying to see deciphering characters of others and their motives as well. This could be that time, like for example, let's say, I mean, you're having a friend over. Say you're a young person, you're at school, and you have a friend over your house, and your mother or father may be like, well, why does he or she want to even come over here? What's going on? There might be a little bit more probing as far as this goes. And this is a time too where it's not like wanting to know things. It's not in the same sense as, like, say, when Mercury is in Gemini, Mercury transits Gemini, people might be generally more inquisitive on average because they're just having an intense desire for information in general. But when Mercury transits Scorpio, it's more about being probing, wanting to go beyond the surface, wanting to get to the source of issues, and wanting to find out more about characters of others and motives and intentions. It's not really just about assimilating information for the sake of getting that information. It's about finding more about the characters of others and the motives, the intentions of why people are doing things. And really, when you look at this transit too, it could be a positive, say, for people that are coaches in sports, because it could be auspicious because coaches are about extrinsic and intrinsic motivation, and and Scorpio is a powerful sign, and people could be very more powerful with their speech during this time and have a greater impact and be able to persuade others a little bit more than an average transit. And I think that it could be positive for coaches. And say if you're a supervisor or manager somewhere, it could be a period where you can motivate the subordinate workers, employees, a little bit more so than on average. And it's not like being manipulative in that negative sense. It's like you could kind of manipulate the people to do what they need to do by power of positive thinking. That could be one example. And positive reinforcement, and it's about getting people to do what you need them to do. And this is really, and through your communication, it can be one of those things. And could also be during this time that you become more cognizant of any hidden agendas that others may have. And I find what's interesting too about this transit, is that when Mercury transits Scorpio, it's often transiting Scorpio at the time of Halloween or near the time of Halloween. So it's going to be, and you have a lot of communication during this time because of the Halloween season, because of the Halloween holiday. Connected, it inspires communication connected with things associated with Halloween, such as supernatural, ghosts, the paranormal, and really, and that is associated with the sign Scorpio. What I find interesting too, as far as this year, in 2016, on October 23rd, the season premiere of The Walking Dead is going to be on, and it'll be on October 23rd. That's right at the beginning point of the sun in Scorpio. And then when you look at the day that Mercury enters Scorpio, that'll be on October 24th. And of course, Mercury is regarding communication. And you probably have a lot of people talking about that episode during that time. And in the Dead, of course, that's strongly associated with Scorpio, of course. So I find that very interesting. And it could be a time too, like when you want to find something out, you really want to get to the bottom of things. It could be a period where you want to, like, say if your computer is on the fritz and it's going haywire, there's something wrong with it. It's not just about troubleshooting it and finding out that, okay, getting rid of a virus, okay. You're more apt to want to know the source, the origin of it, whether it was some adult website or it was some other site you had gone on to, or what link did you hit, what actually caused the virus. It's more about getting to the source and finding out what initiated it. And it's really about getting to the bottom, being investigative, getting to the bottom of things, and you might have a greater propensity to solving mysteries during this time than usual. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the transit Mercury in Scorpio, and stay tuned next time where I'll be talking about the transit Mercury in Sagittarius. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.